grade math lesson 16. So today we are talking about liquid measures. So if we're talking about liquid measures, the measurements that we are talking about measures liquid. Milk or oil or sodas or anything you buy that's in liquid form, this is what these measures would measure. So there are three main measurements that you must remember. The first one is there are 2 cups in a pint. So everybody say 2 cups in a pint with me 5 times. 2 cups in a pint, 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 2 cups in a pint. So once we know that there are 2 cups in a pint, then we're going to know that there are 2 pints in a quart. So 2 cups in a pint, 2 pint in a quart. Let me hear it 5 times. 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart. 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart. 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart. 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart. Last time. 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart. So then we have 4 quarts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 quarts that equal 1 gallon. Okay? So, excuse me. 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart, 4 quarts in a gallon. You must have these memorized. You will use them from 3rd grade all the way through all of middle school and probably half of high school for real. All right, so here we go. 5 times, all 3 measurements. 2 cups in a pint, 2 pint in a quart, 4 quart in a gallon. 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart, 4 quart in a gallon. 2 cups in a pint, 2 pint in a quart, 4 quart in a gallon. 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart, 4 quart in a gallon. 2 cups in a pint, 2 pint in a quart, 4 quart in a gallon. Now, if you couldn't say that with me by the time we got to the 5th time, then I want you to back the video up, and I want you to keep saying that until you can say 2 cups in a pint, 2 pint in a quart, 4 quart in a gallon. 2 cups in a pint, 2 pint in a quart, 4 quart in a gallon. You need to be able to know it and say it just like that, okay? Go ahead and get your books out, please, and open them to page 31. You may pause the video while you do so. All right, so on page 31, put your name and date at the top, and you can go ahead and tear these 2 pages out, or tear the page out, because at the end of, when you finish everything up, you will put your math paper into your remote folder if you are a remote student, or into your red folder if you are working at home today. All right, so look at section number 1. Write from smallest to largest, cup, gallon, pint, and quart. Which is going to be our smallest? Our smallest will be our cup. After our cup, we have our pint, 2 cups in a pint, and then here's our pints. And then after our pints, we have our quart, 2 pints in a quart. And then after our quart, we have our gallon. There's 4 quarts in a gallon, okay? So from smallest to largest, cup, pint, quart, gallon. All right? Look at section number 2. It says write the answers. 1 pint equals how many cups? 2 cups in a pint, 2 pint in a quart, 4 quarts in a gallon. How many cups are in a pint? 2. Very good, so you write that on the line. 1 quart equals how many pints? 2 cups in a pint, 2 pint in a quart. 1 quart equals how many pints? 2. Very good. And 1 gallon equals how many quart? 2 cups in a pint, 2 pint in a quart, 4 quart in a gallon. So 1 gallon equals how many quarts? 4. Very good. Look at letter D. 4 quarts equals 1 what? 2 cups in a pint, 2 pint in a quart, 4 quart in a gallon. Gallon is your answer. Now you can go ahead and use the abbreviations GAL period. 2 cups equal 2 cups in a pint. Very good. PT period. And letter F, 2 pints equal 2 cups in a pint, 2 pint in a quart. Very good. QT period on the line. Look at section number 3. It says solve the story problems. We need a gallon of ice cream, but the store has only quarts of ice cream. If we buy 4 quarts, will we have enough? They need a gallon, and the store only has it in quarts. If they buy 4 quarts, will they have enough? 2 cups in a pint, 2 pint in a quart, 4 quart in a gallon. So if they buy 4 quarts, they will have enough if they need 1 gallon. So you will write yes on that line beside the story problem, beside number 3. And then it says because, how many quart are in a gallon? You got it, 4 quarts in a gallon. Letter B, Micah's family drank a quart of orange juice. How many pints did they drink? So if they drank a quart, 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart. So how many pints did they drink? They drank 2 pints if they drank 1 quart. So you will put a 2 on the line because 2 pints equals 1 quart. Very good. Look at section 4. Section 4 says show this fact how many ways? 4 ways. So let me get this erased real quick. Guys, I'm fixing to have me a videoing room very, very soon because you know I am on my way to becoming a YouTube star. So I'm going to have me a much bigger dry erase board in my videoing room. Alright, I'm not really on my way to becoming a YouTube star. I just like to think I am. Alright, so number 4, we're showing this fact 4 ways. 3 times 5 equals 15. So that's one way that we have shown the fact. Our second way is to just write our factors. Change the order of our factors. 5 times 3 equals 15. Our third way is we can add 3 5 times. 3 plus 3 plus 3. I don't have to write plus every time, do I? Plus 3 plus 3 equals 15. And our fourth way is we can add 5 3 times. 5 plus 5 plus 5 equals 15. And that is how we have shown this one fact, 3 times 5 equals 15, 4 different ways. So you really only had to write 3 different ways because that one way was already there for you. Okay? Turn your papers over and look at look at page 32. So we have some more geometry going on here. So you're going to need to know your shapes over there. So look at your shapes and read them. You have a diamond and a triangle, a trapezoid, you have a pentagon. How many sides are on that pentagon? 5 sides, good job. You have a square, you have a hexagon. How many sides are on that hexagon? You have 6, very good. Then you have a rhombus, and then you have a parallelogram, and a rectangle, and a kite. I had no idea that a kite was ever a shape. That is very interesting. All right, so now, so we're going to use the shapes above to answer the questions. But before, let's look at some more information in our box. I'm sorry. So they have the word quadrilateral. Y'all say quadrilateral. Say it 3 times. Quadrilateral, quadrilateral, quadrilateral. That's quite a mouthful. That is a plane shape with 4 sides and 4 vertexes. So remember, a vertex is anywhere where sides come together, where lines come together, we have a vertex. So here's a vertex, a vertex, a vertex, and a vertex. So a quadrilateral is a shape with 4 sides and 4 vertexes. So let's look over here at our shapes. So if that's the case, a diamond would be a quadrilateral, right? It has 4 sides, and there's 4 different corners where the lines come together, 4 vertexes, so that would be a quadrilateral. What about a triangle? No, it only has 3 vertexes. What about a trapezoid? It does have four sides, and there are four different places where we have lines come together. So a trapezoid would be a quadrilateral. What about a pentagon? No, it has five sides. What about a square? Yes. What about a hexagon? Nope. What about a parallelogram? Would a parallelogram be a quadrilateral? It has four sides and it has four vertexes, so yes, it would be. What about a rhombus? Would a rhombus be a quadrilateral? It would. It's got four sides and it has four vertexes. What about a rectangle? A rectangle has four sides and four vertexes, so it would be a quadrilateral. And what about a kite? That still boggles my mind that that is a shape. So yes, a kite has four sides. It has four vertexes, so a kite is a quadrilateral. All right, and then look at perpendicular lines. Everybody say perpendicular, 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 perpendicular. So perpendicular lines are two lines that form right angles where they cross. So if you have lines that cross here, and here's a crossing line. Perpendicular lines are lines that have right angles. There's perfect little squares in each corner. Those lines are perpendicular because each crossing line has formed a right angle. Okay? So they would be perpendicular lines. And then you have parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that will go on and on and on. They're straight lines. Straight, 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 straight. And they will go on and on and on forever, forever, and ever, and ever, and ever. And they will never, ever cross. They are parallel lines. Say parallel, parallel, parallel. All right, and then we have a parallelogram is a quadrilateral having opposite sides which are parallel. So remember, a quadrilateral was a shape with four sides and four vertexes. So our parallelogram is a quadrilateral whose opposite sides are parallel. So let's look. Let me erase some of this other stuff here. So we're talking about a parallelogram. If we have a square, here's a square. Pretend it's a perfect square, okay? So that the sides are all equal. Opposite sides, this would be an opposite side. This would be an opposite side. Now remember, my square is a quadrilateral because it has four sides and it has four vertexes, right? So my opposite sides are parallel because they will go on and on and on and they will never touch. So a square is a quadrilateral and it is also a parallelogram. Oh my goodness, I don't even know if I'm spelling this right. Okay, so that is a square. It could be a quadrilateral or a parallelogram. And then we have a right angle, and that is an angle with a square corner. So look at section 5, and let's finish this sheet up here. It says use shapes above to answer the questions. Write two shapes that have four equal signs. So there are three of them up there, but what are at least two of them? So we have a square. A square has four equal sides, and a rhombus has four equal sides. And girls, if you just want to write diamond, then you go right ahead because diamond has four equal sides as well. Okay? You only have to pick two of them to write. Look at section 6. It says write three shapes that have two sets of equal sides. So this is several. It says to write three, but there are actually 1, 2, 3. There's 6 of them. So three shapes that have two sets of equal sides. So our diamond has two sets of equal sides. Our square has two sets of equal sides. Our rhombus has two sets of equal sides. Our kite has two sets of equal sides. Our parallelogram has two sets of equal sides. I know I just gave you more than 3, so if you need to pause the video and write them or go back just a little bit to get all 3 of them in there, or just look up there yourself and find you 3 shapes that have 2 sets of equal sides. And then look at section 7. Section 7 says write 4 shapes that have opposite sides that are parallel. So if we look in our parallelogram, we see that the top and bottom lines are parallel, and then the side lines are parallel as well. So parallelogram will work there. The opposite sides are parallel. They will go on and on and on and never touch. Letter B, look at your rectangle. Yes, your rectangle is both the opposite sides are parallel. The lines on top and bottom will never touch, and the lines on each side will never touch. They are parallel. Look at your square. Your square, the opposite sides are parallel. You can see that top and bottom lines will never touch, going on and on forever, and the 2 side lines will never touch, going on and on forever. Look at your hexagon. On your hexagon, you do have a set of opposite lines that are parallel. If you look at the very top line and the very bottom line, they will go on and on and on forever. They will never touch. So they are parallel. And then look at your rhombus. Your rhombus has 2 sets of parallel lines on there. The top ones, top and bottom are parallel, and then the sides are parallel as well. Section 8, it says which shapes have at least 1 right angle. So remember, the right angle forms a square in the corner, okay? So letter A, of course, the square forms a right angle. Letter B, the rectangle will form a right angle in the vertex. And letter C, the trapezoid. So let's look at our trapezoid. Here we have a line and a line. I don't know why trapezoids are always hard for me to draw. And then a line that comes out, and then this one that goes down here. So on our trapezoid, our top and bottom lines are parallel, so that makes it the opposite sides. So that is a parallelogram. Or I'm sorry, we're talking about right angles. So right here, we have a right angle right here, and we have a right angle right here. Do we have a right angle over here? No, this one does not make a right angle, nor does this one make a right angle, okay? Section 9, it says find and trace. So you're going to find 2 sets of perpendicular lines, and remember, lines that form right angles where they cross at. So there's 2 sets of them in there. Wow, guys. You're going to have to really have your lookers on. And then you're going to find 2 sets of parallel lines in there. And you're going to find them and trace them. All right? So once you finish up section 9, guys, your math is done for the day. Besides, you will need to do your skip count sheet and your skip count video. Do not skip that, okay? All right, great job today, guys.